who's the founder of 9 Lazy Kids, about this entrepreneurial venture and that he's launched. And Martin, good to have you in the studio today.
Thanks for having me. No, thank you.
Marvin, it's great to be here, and we were talking a little bit before we got on air about the background and the name of the company. And Martin, why don't you fill our listeners in? We know the story. Why don't you tell our listeners how you came about with the name 9 Lazy Kids?
So having 9 kids definitely makes for an interesting demographic. So what do you do with that? You know what I mean? What do you do when you have kids ranging from age 2 to 22? You try and make the best out of it. One of two things is going to happen. You're either going to drive yourself crazy, or you're going to try and make the best out of it that you can. So I've decided to take my experiences, my stories with my 9 kids and brand that into a sauce. So there are 9 different flavors, 2 are out right now, that represent the different personalities and tell the stories of my kids. Q Spicy Mango is my son Quentin. Very energetic. He's very much an energetic child. So that definitely comes across in Q Spicy Mango. Sky Sweet Apple Heat, one of the sweetest girls you'll ever meet. She wants to help out. She wants to do whatever she can. Daddy's little girl. So you'll notice that that's a little bit lighter, but it's also got that sweet apple taste.
It's fabulous. So you've literally taken your kids and turned them into brands.
Correct. Yeah.
That's your goal. So where did the concept of sauces, is this a family tradition or recipes that have been passed down, or did you develop them all yourself? Or?
No, I developed them myself. A couple of years ago, my sister passed away. I used to always cook dinner on Sundays. It was Sunday dinners. And after she passed away, I stopped cooking. So a couple of years had gone by, and I had started a scooter business, long story short, for one of my kids because she didn't want to get a job for the summer. And she lasted about 2 weeks, and I ended up stuck for the summer renting scooters on the beach. So after,
worse.
After I sold the scooters, I said, I want to take a couple $100s. We spend most of our time in the kitchen, and I want to bottle up this sauce and see what people think about it.
I would imagine with 9 kids, you spend an extended period of time every time you got to cook for them.
Yeah, and we barbecue a lot. So the kids had gone away for the weekend. I went down to the Hingham Fruit Basket and bought all just different kinds of fruits. And I started to make these different recipes, started writing them down and giving them names after each one of the kids. That's how Q's Spicy Mango came about. So I made the mango sauce, wrote it down, put a label on it, took it to my friend in Quincy who owns Roxy's Meat Market, Al Rubin, and I said, will you test this out? 2 days later he calls me back and I'm like, great, something's wrong, somebody didn't like it, is it too hot, what is it? And he says, the 2 cases you gave me, they sold out. I'm like, that's great. He said, I'd like 500 more units because I want to make it part of a promotion.
Oh.
Now I make this myself in a commercial kitchen, okay? So I spend a lot of time at the firm working, but in my spare time, I make these, and it takes hours because they're shelf stable, good for 10 to 12 months until they're opened, and after they're opened, then obviously they have to be refrigerated. So I